When the narcissist realizes that leaving you was a mistake, they live in a world of their own. They really live up in their head, and they like to think that people are easily replaceable. Because narcissists treat people like objects, and objects are replaceable. Obviously, they have some monetary value, but if you break a chair, you can buy a new chair. If you break a coffee mug, you can buy a new coffee mug. It's not the end of the world. But when you break and lose somebody who's been treating you well, who sincerely cared for you, who was willing to do what it took to make it work with you, including lots of sacrifices, and then you take that for granted, you discard them. You push them away to the point where they no longer have the ability to care about the narcissist. That's not easily replaceable. The person who gave that much to the narcissist is not easily replaceable. But of course, narcissists in their mind often forget that. And that's something narcissists often learn sometime after they've pushed a person away, or many people away. Narcissists don't just push one partner away, that one person who was there for them. Narcissists push people away in general. It's just the way they operate. When they make everything about them, they use people to serve them. They don't really see other people as independent human beings. Rather, they see them as extensions of themselves. They don't have the empathy to be able to care or acknowledge the impact of their actions, behaviors, and words on other people. In other words, because narcissists often need to project their anger and shame outward, they frequently hurt those closest to them. But they don't really care about that. They don't care that they're leaving a trail of traumatized people behind them. They lack empathy. When you keep traumatizing people, eventually they leave. They walk away because they have no other choice. And in the narcissist's mind, they just think, okay, I'll summon up somebody else who's compatible with me. So they try to find someone who is compatible with their nature, someone submissive, someone willing to be an object of their negative projections, someone who will supply them. But what they realize is that those people don't just come in. It's not like a packet of M&Ms where you have a few, stop eating, and then just get more. Good supply like that is not an infinite resource. It's not infinitely available, and it's hard to come across. Because most people, even if the narcissist can attract them initially, will notice the first few red flags and say, actually, I don't want to have anything to do with this person. I can see they're toxic. So, it's really hard for narcissists to find people who will meet their needs and actually stick around. And it's when the narcissist realizes everything you gave them, all the sacrifices you made, your giving nature, your compassionate nature, your people-pleasing tendencies, which they exploited, that they start to feel the loss. Maybe you had some codependent traits which weren't healthy for you, but the narcissist took advantage of those traits because it suited them. But once you're no longer in the picture, they're forced to face reality, because the reality in their head doesn't match the reality of their physical experience. In their mind, they are super special. Their ego is a mile high, and they think that just being in their presence is a privilege for others. So it doesn't really matter if they abuse people, because in their twisted perspective, people should feel privileged and grateful that the narcissist even allows them to be around. That's how narcissists see themselves. They think that just the fact that they are even looking at someone or allowing them the benefit of being abused by the narcissist should make that person grateful, because narcissists think they are the best thing since sliced bread. Most of them have a god complex. Maybe some don't have it to that extreme, but most do. It's one of the key traits of narcissism, this super inflated ego. But what that means is that when they are with you, they assume they can replace you with anyone. However, when they struggle to find someone to fill the role you once played, they have to start accepting that it's not so easy. Because to get someone to actually stick around, there has to be a balanced give and take. Narcissists don't do give and take, they only take. They might give a little at the beginning, during love bombing, during the investment phase, because they're trying to secure long-term supply. But it's only a matter of time before they start taking exponentially more than they give. It becomes unsustainable for the other person. Eventually, narcissists reach a point where they struggle. They start to realize that it's not an endless loop of people filling that need. Yes, they can monkey branch. Anybody can go on dating apps, hook up, or meet new people. But those are short-lived encounters. Casual encounters don't provide the deep, sustainable supply that a narcissist craves. Even if they manage to get people to come into their orbit, those people won't stick around. If the narcissist starts to feel that they need someone, that person will likely leave. Because the kind of people the narcissist attracts for short-term validation aren't willing to have a long-term relationship with them. And that's when the narcissist realizes, hold on a second, having someone who actually stuck around, who was willing to be their supply robot, was actually a good thing. They start to struggle with the emptiness they feel, because one person who is consistently there, supporting and caring for the narcissist, is worth so much more than 100 people who only stay for a short time and don't want to give more than that. So just realize, narcissists might make you feel like you're replaceable. They might make you feel like they've moved on to someone who truly makes them happy. But we all know narcissists are masters of perception management. That means they manipulate how others perceive them. If they're posting happy pictures with new people on social media, what that actually means is they're not happy. They're just trying to manage your perception of them. And that's important to understand because many people struggle to regain their self-worth after detaching from a narcissist. Of course, you should never go back. Of course, you should move on. Of course, you should find healthy people, healthy activities, and a healthy way of thinking. But when you realize that narcissists can't actually replace you with someone equally as good or better than you, when you understand that the narcissist is just playing games with themselves and others, when you see that they live in a fantasy world that never quite materializes the way they expect, it becomes easier for you to regain your own self-worth and self-esteem. You are worthy. You are not replaceable. You shouldn't go back to them, of course, but just knowing that what you provided had value and that one day someone will truly appreciate it can help you move forward in a healthy and hopeful way.